In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful. I'm going to talk about page 224 and the poverty of stimulus argument and the second language acquisition. But before that, I'm going to actually review the materials that we had in the previous presentation. We said that the multi-competence view considers human beings to have more than even two languages. 5, 6, 7, 8 different languages. In what follows on page 224, before the discussion of 6.4, we can see things like that. So line 4, actually on top of the page, line 4 talks about purifying the mind into a single language means destroying all actual substance we are studying. So we are going to, as I told you in my previous lecture, that we are not going to teach languages. Why? Because it is impossible. Okay? So language 2 is impossible according to the monolingual argument. Okay? So we go to the second paragraph, beginning with arguments about line 1, 2, 3, 4. We see on line 4, you see, all children can become bilinguals. This is good, but more than that fact is the fact that the ability to know line 1, 2, 3, 4, the new paragraph, line 4. The ability to know more than one language is available to us all human beings. All human beings, okay? Irrespective of the fact that they live in different countries of the world, irrespective of the fact that they live in different places in the world, okay? So they can, we all are, it is available to us to have more than one language, okay? And more important, it is something like this. Even if it may decline after childhood. So it is the case that, well, countries like many parts of Iran, many parts of Iraq are like this, monolingual. What does it mean? We didn't have the potentiality to use two languages at the same time, three languages at the same time. Okay? We are exceptions. Okay? Even if it may decline after childhood. What does it mean? It means that if somebody is born in a kind of environment with only one language, he is the exception. But if you are born in a place that there are 2, 3, 4 languages available, this is the norm. Okay? This is important. Okay? A person is monolingual because of the accidental fact that they only encountered one language. What does it mean? If that person actually encounters 2 or 3 languages at the childhood, he would be able to talk those languages. She would be able to talk those languages, okay, at no cost, majanan, And we were able to realize their bilingual or indeed monolingual potential. Okay, this is important, and we are unable to realize their bilingual or indeed monolingual potential. Okay, multilingual potential. So if a child actually is born in a place where there is only one language spoken, so this potentiality kills or dies in that person. Okay, so this is the case with, as I told you in my previous presentation, that in many cities in Iran, many cities in Iraq are like this. That we are all exception according to this page. Okay. So line, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 says, since every human being has the potential to do this, UG theory has to take multilingualism as the norm. Multilingualism as the norm for the human mind. What does it mean? The human mind is able to process 3, 4, 5 different languages at the same time. So, multiple grammars in the mind are not exception but a norm, prevented only by accidental environmental features. Okay, as I told you. Anyway, if you actually go to the next paragraph, it says something like this, that the position then treats the monolinguals of the world as a norm, not the monolinguals. Okay, multilinguals are the norm, monolinguals are not the norms. There are 3 actually good examples on this paragraph. I mean the third paragraph, the third paragraph on page 224 before the discussion 6.4 begins. There are 3 examples. In one example, you see one country with 279 indigenous languages spoken. Okay, 279 languages, native languages spoken there. In a person, in the next line, it talks about a priest from Tanzania who spoke 7, 8 different languages. Then it goes to London, where in London we have got 300 languages. Okay, and children actually, when they go to school, when they come back home, school boys, school girls, when they come back home, they speak their own languages. Okay, but when they go to school, they speak English. This is the case, and in many other places. Anyway, let us go to page, the same page, and the next discussion, the poverty of the stimulus argument and the second language acquisition. Simply, we want to say here that human beings are able, because they have got something inside their mind, they are able to use this potentiality with the power, with the poor stimuli. Okay, with the poor stimuli of language acquisition, they can learn so many languages. Okay, so line 1 actually says on page 224 that if L2 learners possessed knowledge of language they could have not acquired from the evidence, from the environment, from the evidence they have encountered, then it must be within their own minds, not taken from outside. It must be inside. So actually, if you go to this page, you actually see that, and the following page, there is the case that with poor stimuli, children are able to acquire their language. So this is the end of poverty of stimulus argument, and I'm going to go to talk about something else after that. Okay, thank you very much.